Alright. Hello, everyone. Hello, people who see this in the future, or if not in the future, now, or if not in the now, in the future,
In
and
the
if not
past.
now, in the past. This is episode 1 of Idiots Talk. Today, we got a very
Holy
special
shit, the
guest.
first one?
Yeah, this is the first one, the very first episode of Idiots Talk. There have probably been a bunch of idiots who have talked about many things, but today, this is our version. I am, fuck, what do I go with? Uh, I am your
What do you
host.
go with?
Yeah, what name do I go with as the fucking host name? Do I go with my YouTube name or do I go with my fucking actual name?
I should have like combined both of them.
I'm Jason the Forehead. Wait, is it the Forehead? Isn't it Mister? I forgot. I forgot my own YouTube name. What the fuck?
Oh, your YouTube is Mr. Forehead.
Okay, yeah. So I am your host, Mr. Forehead, also known as Jason, and today we have a very special guest. You know, not streamer, clip compilation extraordinaire, Neoxys, also known as Leo. Good to have you on the show today.
I did. Good to be here.
Alright, so today we have a very interesting topic to talk about, right? And it has a lot to do with the game that we're playing, or that we're currently on right now. And the game's, oh, I'm a little nervous. Ugh, okay. And it has to do with other games like Overwatch. So we're going to be talking about monetization in free-to-play games. Alright? So, for those who don't understand, monetization is the way people make money. Right? Pretty simple concept to understand. If you're monetized, YouTuber, Twitch, whatever, you're making money. Free-to-play games, however, they don't make money by you downloading the game. Obviously, they spend a lot of money making it, but the only way they can make the money back is by charging you with real money or with in-game currency. Now, in the case of Destiny, you have these expansion packs that are basically whole other campaigns. And some are good, some are bad, but you get the expansion, you play them, blah blah blah. In Overwatch, you used to you used to have to buy Overwatch. And instead now with Overwatch 2 it's free to play, and now you have to pay for skins and bundles and stuff like that. So now my topic here, right? We're not just gonna talk about how these games, have to use those types of things. We're gonna talk about the pricing on some of these, because the pricing on some of these things is actually crazy. All right, so let's start off with Destiny, and I should have grabbed my computer so I could have actually searched things up right now. But Destiny's this is my always problem. This has been my biggest concern, not concern, but my biggest pet peeve with Destiny specifically. It costs the same. Actually, before we do this, how about let's start off with Leo. How much did you pay for like a single okay, what's the cheapest you paid for a DLC or expansion?
40 bucks.
40 bucks is the cheapest?
That's a baseline DLC price.
Okay. And then what's the most, is that the most that you've spent though? Like 40?
No, 40 bucks is the lowest. The highest I've spent is probably 100 on a DLC
And
alone.
that was, which DLC was that?
Uh, it was, what was it called? Beyond Light.
So that was Beyond Light, and that was only just Beyond Light, or did it have like other stuff with it?
No, it came with the Four Seasons, Beyond Light.
Okay.
I think some other pack, I don't remember.
Okay. So $100 for
40. Holy.
what the fuck? That scared me. I forgot I had $40. Holy. Oh, it's Andrew. What the fuck? Andrew, as in the Andrew Garcia. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. We're just talking. about monetization. So that yeah, that's actually crazy. $40 baseline for a normal DLC.
And that's just a DLC alone, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's always been my biggest problems. Like, you've heard me complain. Maybe not complain, but you've heard me go like, I'm not spending that much money on fucking DLC, whatever. I'll just leech it off Brandon. And that's what I usually do. But it's just fucking crazy how. Okay, so a normal DLC is $40 by itself. The battle pass, or the season pass, whatever you want to call it, is like $10, right? $10 each.
Yeah, and there's four of them
So that would
per
be
DLC.
okay. So 40 and 40. All right. So yeah, obviously that's 80, and then assuming that you get a couple other things, that's 20. But that's still just a bunch of fucking money that just gets handed to them. And my problem with that, right, is that obviously you were like,
Oh, I really like this game. I'm gonna spend money on it.
well, like my problem is the people who are like, the people like Ruben who are like, you know,
Oh, I like this game.
and at the very beginning, and then they later become like,
Oh, I don't like this game anymore. I'm not gonna spend money on it.
or whatever, right? They're not gonna spend their time.
I watch the streams
This is-
every now and then.
Bought an impression.
I know I'm pretty good at them. It rips them off of them, right? It rips people off with the things, and obviously, as a company, Bungie or any other company has to do that stuff where they have to make big bundles for the diehard fans, but like people don't. Maybe people do know, but it's just very crazy how it's $40. At least for a fucking at the very least for an expansion, it's $40. That's that's unbelievably expensive for just a single expansion, right? And these expansions maybe don't even last that long. Do you know what's the fastest you completed one?
Campaign? Well, all of them can be done in the first day. That's it. But they try to like separate content. So first day you get the whole campaign. In 2 weeks you get a raid. And then in like 2 more other weeks the actual season starts or some shit like that. They try to space it out.
Hmm. Okay. That's interesting. That is very interesting actually to hear that because okay, so it does kind of make sense then a little bit, but it's also like I don't know. Fuck, I don't know how to like not counterattack or like counter argue, but Destiny has always been weird. Oh, well I will say this, all right? That Destiny is definitely more of a maybe not pay to win, but like pay to play. Like try base game Destiny and see what stuff you can do without.
Oh, yeah.
That
Base game
is,
Destiny fucking sucks.
yeah, actually not having a single bit of the expansions at all, you miss out a bunch of stuff. I mean, sure, there could be story stuff that you care about, so like the lore of the games might be important to you, but the main important thing is that the fact that you get restricted of so many things. I know because obviously I don't have any expansions. Everything that I get is is basically leached off of Brandon, and I can say that without getting in trouble, unless like somehow Bungie sees this and is like, all right, time to make those PlayStation players fucking pay for that shit. And in that case, then I just stop playing, right? If they charge me suddenly, they're like, okay, you can no longer share content between friends. I quit this game. But it's very limiting as to what can be done in Destiny, and the the amount of experience you can have with it. For me, it was definitely a thing, like, especially back, like a year, a couple months ago, whatever, when I wasn't as into Destiny. It was more of like a thing of like, oh, I didn't like the way the game played, I didn't like the way it felt, stuff like that. It was also a thing of like the only thing that I enjoyed to do were raids, and the fact that you had to get, you had to buy the fucking expansions. It sucked because you just like you get nothing. You by yourself without anything. You get actually I don't even know. Do you know how many raids you get without like base game?
Right now,
Yeah,
2
you get 2 raids out of how many?
out of 5. I'm
5.
pretty sure.
Okay. That's okay. That seems a little bit small, but I think that compare that to a couple like a year ago, right? When like the game was huge, like it took so much space and there were so many more raids and shit. That was like
2 out of 6. Never mind.
okay. So yeah, 6. So to not have access to 4 raids is kind of like mind-boggling, especially since you know usually get like you have the chance of getting like a cool gun or whatever, like a cool armor, stuff like that. Not only that, but there's just the way that I personally don't. I don't like how Bungie is super very. It's very like spend, right? Ornaments is something that I like customization in games. I like being able to suddenly, you know, change my hunter from like this gold outfit that I have right now to like a blue or something, or like to any other color, right? And obviously the exotics are no exception, right? You will love to see like new skins for a gun that you enjoy or whatever, but they all cost silver. There's no way to, well, maybe there is a way to get them by luck, but there's no real way to get an actual ornament consistently without having to spend money for silver, you know, the in-game currency, the money paid, the money in-game currency. There's no way to get it without having to spend it, and that's something that I don't really like about this stuff. It's like you can monetize for stuff like skins, right? I kind of get that. Which obviously I say that as I say, you know, I don't like the fact that they monetize for ornaments. You can get the stuff for skins, right? Here's how I would do it. If I was them, I lower the prices for all the expansions, right? Turn the 20 or turn the 40 down to at least 20 minimum, or maybe maximum. 20 to 25. That would be my range of like actual expansion. You know, the pre-purchase stuff like that, right? You make that at least 50, and suddenly you're getting, I think you get way more players involved. You make less money, but I always think that if your game is in a healthy enough has a healthy enough population, you can make those like those changes where suddenly you can lower the prices of certain things and make them more accessible, right? Suddenly, you know, you're not paying for another fucking game for like a pre-purchase or whatever. You're paying like half a game, or like maybe an older game, right? You're no longer paying 60, 100, whatever for a lot of stuff. You're paying 50 or something, but you get the same stuff and more players are buying it. More people are interested in buying it. It just, to me, it just doesn't, I don't like the fact that Destiny is very pay to play. It's not necessarily pay to win, I don't think. Unless, Leo, you think there's anything that's pay to win about, you know, having some of the other stuff?
No, there's an exotic. If you pre-order Lifehaul, they give you an exotic. It's $100. But people wouldn't really say it's pay to win because it's not really that good of an exotic either.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, there's not necessarily a lot of things that are very. So yeah, this game is not pay to win. This is pay to play. If you want to have fun, you spend money, which are the games that I typically do not like to do. This is what was that one game that everyone was saying that EA was like pay to win or whatever? Like it was. Isn't there a game that people said that EA was like very pay to?
Battlefront 2, no?
I
No.
think I think so.
Was it?
I think it was. I think it was Battlefront 2. It's a Star Wars game, right? That one?
Yeah.
Battlefront 2.
'Cause I know people had a problem with Battlefront 2, but I don't remember if it was pay to win. I think it was because you had to unlock characters through loot boxes.
Battlefront 2.
Okay. Who said that? Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, it was apparently Battlefront 2. Okay, apparently it was pay to win. Seeing now, or well, I say now, but like years ago, they got rid of some of the pay to win stuff. But it was very pay to win. The first article that I immediately see when I search up Battlefront 2 pay to win is EA admits defeat, unlocks all Battlefront 2 heroes, removes pay to win mechanics. So yeah, apparently Battlefront 2 is like the worst, or was the worst case of pay to win. Because I would assume it's like it took a very long time to upgrade, or not upgrade, to unlock stuff on there. Which obviously the game wasn't free, or the game isn't free. That game wasn't free, so it makes it so that like the fact that you have to pay however much it was at the time, and then you pay like another probably like $50 or something. I would just assuming $50 for more for the actual characters. It's not that good, to be honest. I don't like that. Well, that was Destiny monetization. My thoughts are that monetization in this game, basically, if it's skins, you can monetize a bit. You don't monetize them till like they're worth $10 or something, or more than $10, which is kind of the good segue, unless Leo has anything to say about monetization in Destiny.
No, honestly, I want to see how you compare both of them, Destiny 2 and Overwatch, because Overwatch doesn't seem to be pay to play.
Yeah, okay, no. So Overwatch is definitely not pay to play, right? We can almost 100% guarantee that you as an Overwatch as we people who play Overwatch, we can say that you do not pay to play, or right? But
Not anymore.
yeah, exactly. Because, Overwatch used to be pay to play, but you got free stuff. You got free in-game currency, which is the exact opposite of what Destiny does. And now let's get to it. So, like I said, skins are okay to price. I think it's okay to price a skin as long as they're not overpriced. Overwatch skins, on the other hand, for some reason have the most ridiculous pricing. It is insane how much hate they're getting for the pricing and shit like that, right? In Overwatch 2, it is very hard to get the in-game currency. What you do, for those of you who don't play Overwatch, is you do weekly challenges, and every week you can get up to a maximum of 60 credits. 60, only 60. If I remember, it's 30, 20, 10. Those are the credit amounts you get for like doing certain amount of challenges, right? You get like, what you do first is you do like 3 challenges, you get 30. You do 6 challenges, you get 20, and then 9 challenges, you get 10, right? That's an example. I don't know the exact numbers, but that's essentially how it works. You can only get, since these are weekly challenges, you can only get 60 a week if you do them all. The amount of people who just hate on the game only because of the skins it's fucking huge. The skin prices are $19, right? Nine for the most part, all legendary skins, because you're not gonna want, no one's gonna want a epic skin, right? Unless it's like it has something very cool about it or has a weird effect, or stuff like that. No one wants to pay $19 for a skin, and it's very clear that Blizzard does not want to cater anymore to the people who play the game casually, who play the game competitively. They don't want to cater to those people anymore with the skin prices. And this is actually something I got from the video, which is why I kind of thought about this. They want to cater to the people who consider themselves whales. Whales, spelled whales like the actual animal. If you do not know, a whale is someone who will buy anything from a game. They'll buy everything for customization to, because they have the money, right? You ever hear of those, obviously you've probably heard of Genshin, right? You hear those people who like spend fucking thousands of dollars for a fucking anime girl? While
what the fuck?
yeah, it's like yeah, you might want it, but you're spending like thousands of dollars, right? It's not a casual person who's spending like $10 maybe to try to get him and go like, oh well, maybe next time, or like
Nasty game.
nasty game. I don't think Genshin's that bad of a game, but we can get onto that in a different thing. But um anyway, yeah, it doesn't they're not catering to those people. They're catering to the people who want to spend $1,000 to get to max out a character, right? Maybe in a game like Fortnite or something, whales will be the type of people to buy every single cosmetic, every single skin, every single pickaxe, every single whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll buy it just to have it. It's kind of like a collector's thing, but it's not necessarily like a good kind of collector. While they could say, "Oh yeah, well I'm just a collector," or whatever, right? They spend money. They constantly spend money for all the skins, right? They're not spending it for the rare skins or stuff like that, or like skins that they enjoy, like a casual person or something. Blizzard is favoring those people because they know that people will buy their skins no matter what. Even though most of the community will hate. Let's say you get 10 people, right? 10 people who want to you're gonna sell the skin to. Probably 8 of those 10 people are going to not want to buy the skin because of the price. The 2 people are gonna want to buy the skin because they like it. But one of those 2 probably buys every single skin that they release because they enjoy the game, because they just want to have it. It's very gross, and it's the reason why people do not like the way the things are priced, because it's no longer catering to people who want to just see a cool skin, like people, you want them to see, oh look, I'm kind of cool now, I have a cooler skin than you. It's no longer that. It's more like, okay, only these people will buy our skins. We're perfectly fine with it because they're gonna pay more money to get more skins, right? And then that leads to another thing of like, it leads to another thing with skins of like, skins are no longer being are losing quality. Some that are priced as legendaries could be considered epics or something like that. Apparently to Blizzard, and again this is based off a YouTube video that I saw. Apparently to Blizzard, if it's just a recolor of the original outfit, whatever it is, it cannot be higher than an epic skin, right? So we're thinking about that. You and me, Leo, probably both know that mime skin for Moira. That one mime skin is essentially just I thought for some reason, I thought for a second, I was like, oh yeah, it actually looks more different, It's just Moira with a fucking hat and a different color. I thought for some reason, again, I thought, oh, I actually like that skin. It's a little different, I didn't realize it's a legendary, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So yeah, they're asking you to buy it in a bundle of like $27 or something like that, or however much the bundles are, like 27, 29, something somewhere around the lines. I'm gonna search it up real quick, just as a quick side note. I'm skin bundle.
What were you talking about the skins?
How they suck.
How they suck?
How monetization sucks in both Destiny and Overwatch.
It's an idiot's talk conversation.
It's not even streaming, dude.
Yeah. Common.
Yeah, it's fine.
Default. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the conversation real quick. So common skins are just ones that, you know, no changes at all. Rare skins are the same as common ones, but have a different color. Epic skins, with a small design change in the model, and has at least like 2 different colors. And then and then a legendary just has it's essentially more of a change. It has different clothes, it has different attire, whatever, right? So, and I actually found a good image for this. So the new mime skin that is in Overwatch for Moira is essentially just a epic, maybe even a rare, because the fact that it's just Moira with a little hat, but the rest of her outfit is essentially the same, and it's like, you know, color swapped into like a black or something like that. And you know, obviously the people are upset at that because of stuff like you know, people don't want to pay for legendary price when they have a what's it called? When it's essentially a rare or epic skin, they don't want to pay a legendary price for a skin, an emote, and probably like a charm or something like that. They don't want to pay even more for that, so yeah. I think that's all I got for that monetization. I mean, there's probably more that I could probably think of, but yeah, I think that's it. Even though I invited you, quote unquote, invited you, Leo, as the guest, I've never let you talk. Do you have anything to say? Or do you just like to listen? Good comms. Oh, yeah, I guess they do. Gone.
You finished the bit?
He's gone. God damn it, I asked him a question.
Just did. Oh, did you guys finish the dungeon?
Finally came to bother me.
Oh yeah, we did finish it, but I'm pretty sure Leo has a checkpoint.
No, that's okay. Well, what's I gonna say now?
What was your question?
Oh, question? Oh, maybe not necessarily a specific question, but do you have any thoughts about like the Overwatch monetization?
I think what Overwatch thinks is that because Fortnite did it, you know, Fortnite skins cost $20 or so, they can get away with it. But it's not the same thing. Because Fortnite, you're in third person, you can see your skin, and each skin is differently, and you know, like you said, depending on quality, it's different rarities. Yeah, like in fucking Overwatch, they just make a skin and then price it whatever they want.
Oh, there you can see it's the gun.
Yeah, all you see is the gun, and they don't make many skins now. Don't even switch up the gun.
It's just like a
It's just like a recolor.
Oh, this is actually I remember because you talked about the currency or whatever, or not you, but because you're talking about Fortnite. I just remembered. Battle Pass does not give currency. I just remember that. Worst part. That's my biggest gripe with the Overwatch Battle Pass. They have 80 tiers. At least that I can remember, right? It's usually 80 tiers.
Really?
80 tiers, and then they have titles. They could add 90 tiers and just sprinkle in some of that in-game currency. And that solves a bit more problems with the Overwatch monetization. Because you get $10, you spend $10 for the battle pass, you then, get a couple back, so you at least have a little bit more for skin. And then I think it solves a bit more problems where it's like, okay, now I don't have to grind every week for just 60 coins. I now can do the battle pass and get maybe a guaranteed 1,000 or something like that. Because if I remember, Fortnite's battle pass is similar has enough to get you at least I think 1,000 V-bucks.
Yeah, I can see it for at least like a battle pass.
Yeah, it gives you enough for another battle pass. And if obviously you don't want to spend it on the battle pass, you can use your own money, or you can use it on a skin or something like that. Yeah, I think that's a really good thing you point out, like with Fortnite. Obviously, you can see the skin compared to in Fortnite compared to in Overwatch. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily know why they think they can do that.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's a bit weird how these companies decide, oh yeah, I'm suddenly gonna charge you this much for skin, even though it's just weird. Even though they're not the same quality of skins, Fortnite, it's weird because Fortnite has some skins, some rares, epics and legendaries that essentially are what mythics are in Overwatch, right? You pay $10 and you have to go through the entire battle pass to actually get a mythic, right? So necessarily you're not wasting more money, but there are some mythics, or not mythics, some epics and legendaries that do the same thing that a mythic does in Overwatch, right? The Genji one, as cool as it is, there's probably a cooler epic or legendary in Fortnite that has done something similar, or or something like that. Like some of them even have like built-in emotes that literally change your character from one to another, which is already like better than Overwatch's. But again, it's another thing of like you can't even see your own character unless unless for some reason you have like you play like certain characters that either go third person for a little bit, or you die or something like that, or only the other people can see you, or stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. Overwatch monetization is not pay to win. It is pay. I say I like to always come up with something similar, or something easy to remember. It's pay to skin, pay to, well, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but it's like, if you don't like the default outfit, you're paying $19, maybe 19-20 for the same for a skin. Because no, you don't want to buy legendaries, or you don't want to buy blues or purples, which a funny thing now that I think about it, you can't buy blues without having some old Overwatch in-game currency. You have to have the legacy currency in order to get a blue skin, or maybe an emote or something like that. Problem is, you can't get those anymore. You can't even grind for, like just like how the new credits are, you can't grind for the old. You can't grind for the old credits.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, they don't sell the blue skins at all?
You can
Like in the
no
shop?
you can get them, but you have to have the old credits. At least from what I know, right? As an old player, quote unquote, just someone who's played Overwatch 1, any single time I look at a blue skin, it says you can use the legacy credits. I don't know if a new Overwatch player can use the the new credits, but then if that's the case, it raises the question why even price it with old credits if you're just gonna use the new credits anyway. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, but again, it's a blue skin, right? It's just a color swap. So why would you even pay money for a blue? You know, it's kind of weird like that. It's I don't know.
I'm back.
It's really weird.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah. That's all I got for monetization. Unless we come up with like another game that has either perfect monetization or worse monetization, then I think that'll be the end. That'll be the end of the podcast like thing.
Man, what's up with you, man? You're not trying to clean this area, right?
Oh shit. Hey, you were talking about Genshin earlier? What the fuck's up with Genshin? What do you mean that you're
Okay.
paying
What?
thousands for for a hero, anime girl?
Okay.
Huh?
I was talking about Genshin. I use it as an example because the Genshin Impact community is weird.
It is. It is. I agree with that.
So the community itself, not every single player is weird, right? Just because you
It's
play
just the
Genshin,
fandom. It's the fandom.
just because you play the game
True.
casually, does not mean that you, as a person, are a weirdo for whatever, right? Genshin Impact has a bunch of different problems. We're gonna talk about monetization first. Again, real quick, Genshin Impact does not care about players and their needs. Doesn't care about how much money they spend. Oh, sick.
Sorry, does it give for what? Sorry.
No. You could just... You're chilling. This is an
Yeah,
open
I'm just trying-
podcast.
Yeah, I'm just trying to listen to what you said. I just heard that it doesn't care about players or something else.
Okay, it doesn't care about players and their you know. It doesn't care about the players and how much money they spend, right? They just care that they spend money.
Yeah.
So they'll never lower prices. They'll never do things like that. So again, what I referred to earlier was there are people called whales, spelled like a whale, like the person, like the animal.
Mhm.
Those people will spend however much money to get something. It's like a collector, but it like worse. So obviously, collectors spend money to get something that they really enjoy, right? Whether it's like action figures or Lego figures or stuff like that. So what whales are is essentially they do the same thing, but obviously they do it digitally, where they have less meaning than or less value than something in the real life, right? If a collector in the real world can sell those collectibles and make money off of that, whereas someone in the a whale can maybe sell the account, but can't sell it for like as much as like a collector could for a rare action figure or something like that, right? So Genshin Impact knows that, and it's very, and it's full of those people. It's full of those people who spend thousands of dollars to max out a character. And I know this because I did play a little bit of it, and I do know a bit about like the way that the gacha games work, which is Genshin is one of those. Gacha games
Yeah.
you pull for by chance for a character or something like that to collect more stuff, whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So they've made the probabilities, they've made the chances of it very low. I remember hearing from a YouTuber, apparently the chances of pulling a like let's say a gold rank, whatever it's
Yeah,
called, legendary.
5-star, yeah.
Yeah,
5-star.
a 5-star.
Yeah. It's
They
only
made
5
it
stars or 4 stars?
Yeah, so they made it so that pulling a 5-star is a 2% chance, and then there are 2 5-stars that you can collect in that banner, the specific thing that you pull for. they made it so that the pulling is so garbage that you want to spend more money for it, or not
Mm-hmm.
you, but like people who desperately
But like
want to
as
level
an
up the character.
individual.
Yeah. So they'll make the probability so trash that suddenly they'll spend $100,000 maybe trying to level up that character, because the probabilities, if I remember, were used to be something like, okay, you have a 2% chance of getting a 5-star, but between those two 5-stars, you have a 50-50 chance of not getting a 5-star that's in that banner, and instead you get a different 5-star, and then if you lose the 50-50, you have to wait. You have to wait till the next one, and then after you get like it's like 80 pulls or something like that, you get a mercy pull, which is guaranteed to give you a certain character,
Yeah,
which
man.
which which then it encourages whales. It encourages these people who want to level up these characters to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on them, because
Mhm.
in the game they're obviously more powerful than a normal 4-star, or like they have abilities that break the game or something like that. It makes it easier to clear dungeons, levels, whatever like that. And it's not only that, it's not only just the characters, right? It could be one thing if it was just the characters, but you also have to pull for the weapons, or the fucking, what are they, the artifacts.
Artifacts you just get them from dungeons.
Well, yeah. So obviously you can earn artifacts from the dungeons, but you have to pull, like, if you want a very powerful weapon or on them, you have to pull for that stuff too. You can't just go running around with the basic sword or spear or whatever they give you. You have to go and actually either grind out for a better sword or something like that, or you have to spend money and then go and spend money and then try to win the same probabilities, which again usually they might be different when it comes to the weapons, but if it's anything like the character ones, it's you have a 2% chance to 5-star, then you have a 50-50 between if you get it, and if you don't get it, you have to wait 80 pulls in order to actually be guaranteed that one. And the thing is, right, in these games, the in-game currency is never easy to come across. It's never like you can't spend like 1 or 2 days grinding for that in-game currency so you can pull again, right? Most gacha games usually go for 6,000 of whatever the in-game currency is in order for you to actually be able to pull. In Genshin, you get those very slowly, either by doing a lot of fucking quests, or you do like the dailies like every day and like slowly.
Yeah, in Genshin, for to pull, it's called Pyro Gems, and each day you get like daily commissions. Each commission gives you like 10. You only get 4, and then 20 when you go to the Adventurers Guild, and you get 20. So you get 60 per day from doing your dailies.
And 60 sounds like a lot, but like how much
It's
is
not, dude. For one pull, one singular like wish, it's 60, and for 10, it's freaking 1600.
So yeah, you have to grind a lot, right? It kind of
Yeah.
it kind of sounds close to how Overwatch is doing theirs, except instead of it being weekly, it's daily, which I guess is a little better, but still it takes a long time. And then again, remember, you're never guaranteed to get that 5-star. You're always guaranteed, the blues, the 3-stars, maybe a 4-star, and the rarest possibility of a 5-star. It's very, very, very upsetting, and it caters to those people who just want to upgrade the game or upgrade their whoever, because then you have, suddenly you have these people who are fully maxed out, while you, who have been playing for maybe a couple months, barely have this character level 3 or something like that, or ascended level 3 or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So that's how Genshin, Leo, that's how Genshin fell into that conversation. I hope you
It
learned a
just
little.
sounds like gambling.
It basically
It
is.
is, because when you pull a character and you get a 5-star, and you get the character, but if you want to like upgrade it, you have to upgrade through its constellation, and it gets like different like it like either boosts the elemental skill or gives like something that adds to it. And to max out the whole thing, you got I think it's like either you gotta get the character 6 more times or 5.
And yeah, Genshin, and not just Genshin, but gacha games, those ones that involve pulling, they have been talked about whether they, whether they should be technically banned or why, if people should be playing those games, actually, because it is, like you said, it's like gambling, and that's what people want to avoid. I think there have been a couple conversations on, maybe not with Twitch, but like a couple Twitch creators and people who have, who stream on Twitch have talked about whether whether gacha games should be considered as gambling or not, because it's essentially the same thing. But obviously these are games for kids, these are games for teenagers, whoever, right? So it starts that addiction very early, and suddenly they're no longer playing games, but now they're gambling in real life. So it's like, do we try to get rid of gacha games as a whole in order to prevent the children of the future to not gamble? Or do we just let them, because they're very, because the games obviously are very fun, right? These games are successful, even if their community is weird at times. These games are successful, and people enjoy the game even if they're not part of that weird side of the community, right? It's very, it's confusing. The thing, it's a confusing thing to decide whether to cancel it or to get rid of it, because it's promoting a form of gambling, quote unquote, even though it's not real gambling, or if to keep it around because it's a fun game that people want to enjoy and stuff like that. There you go. There's your explanation as to why, again, explanation as to why Genshin was mentioned.
Man, it's cooking for you, man.
Chef.
There you go. I don't think I have anything else to add on. Do you have any questions, Leo, that I could explain for like 30 minutes? I wonder what you're saying. Alright.
Did you look at no? Okay.
If that's the case, I think I'm gonna end the podcast here. That was actually a really good, I say session, a session. That was a good podcast topic that I came up with just like
Oh, we
2
can
minutes
be
before.
Spire the Watcher.
Yeah.
Yo, you guys want to do that?
Oh man, here we go again. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna end the podcast there. Maybe start up a new stream again, so we could just casual
Oh, you
Destiny
streaming
stuff.
it?
Might as well. I don't know.
I didn't know you were fucking streaming this shit.
Oh yeah,
No,
I
you thought
was
he was
streaming
just
this.
talking to himself?
Yeah.
I thought he was just talking to us, man.
No. This was an idiot's talk. This was
That's true.
episode 1, technically.
Yeah.
So one, dude.
I'll probably have Leo, because Leo likes to sit there, and be quiet. But also, he does add some good conversation, or does add some good points. So this guy right here, Neoxys, is my main guy for idiot's talk. He's like the
Wait a
second
minute.
idiot.
Wait a minute. I thought I was a guest.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm the
You'll
guest.
be a reoccurring guest. You'll be a reoccurring guest. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm the guest.
Alright.
Oh yeah, you just invaded, bro.
Yeah, bro. I just came back and I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. Alright, but I'm gonna end the stream here. I'll listen to myself when I need to study for school again. But yeah, that was episode 1. Thank you for listening, and goodbye. Stop listening.